So when I first started traveling properly in 2012, I made a lot of rookie travel mistakes, like first-time travel mistakes that I don't want you guys to make. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my first-time travel mistakes so that you don't have to make them. These tips are going to be so useful for you, whether you're actually a seasoned traveler that travels all the time, or it's your first time traveling, you're japa-ing, japa means to migrate. You're migrating from your country for the first time. This is going to ensure that you have a stress-free and smooth trip. These mistakes are those that I personally made myself and I have learned from. So let's go. Number one, packing too much. Truth is, you are not gonna wear 3 outfits per day for the next 7 days of your trip. Most people don't even wear half of what they pack. And yes, you don't also need 8 pairs of shoes. You don't, trust me. Number two, overscheduling. Do not create a schedule that makes it impossible for you to enjoy your time. I would advise that you create, you have 1 to 2 key excursions or things you want to achieve in a day, because you don't want to end up exhausted from your trip to an extent that you actually want a holiday from your trip. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Number 3, not having a VPN when internet browsing. Yes, free Wi-Fi is so nice, but it's key to note that by using free Wi-Fi, you're exposing yourself to hackers. Every traveler needs a VPN. That is a virtual private network, which ensures that you're protected whenever you're accessing this open Wi-Fi networks. One of the best VPN providers is NordVPN. Use the link in my description box to get a huge discount off NordVPN. This will ensure that you're safe next time you're traveling and using an open network. Number 4, not understanding tipping etiquette. Yes, in some countries, tipping is a big deal. In others, it isn't. In my country, for example, in Nigeria, we've started tipping, but it's not like do or die. But compared to the US, I've lived and worked in the US before. I didn't know how strong the tipping culture was. And I had an incident once where I didn't tip my cab driver and he literally chased me, right? So typically in the US, expect to tip around 15 to 20%, irrespective of whether you really enjoyed the service. That is just the etiquette there. So understanding that is important. Number 5, having short connecting flights. As a first-time traveler, or even as an experienced traveler, I would advise that you give yourself a minimum of 2 hours when you're transiting between flights. Delays with security, not being familiar with the airport are all potential reasons that you can actually miss your flight if you don't give yourself an ample connecting time. Number 6, not having a plan for data. Staying connected whilst traveling is extremely important. So if you need to speak to your network provider before you travel, whereby they can put you on a plan that allows, international roaming or whatnot, or you're aware of the local networks you can get on ground and you make sure you get it at the airport on arrival is very important. It's also important to note that you may need to unlock your phone for use on a different network at your destination. So these are the things that you should think about before your flight, before you leave your destination, and make sure, for example, your phone is unlocked if not. Number 7, not bringing along a portable luggage scale. Having a portable luggage scale ensures that you know exactly how much your luggage weighs. It also ensures that you don't find yourself scrambling at the airport to reduce your luggage because it doesn't fit in your allowance. And also it prevents you from having to pay excess luggage fees you may not have planned or budgeted for. 8, forgetting power charges for electronics. Yes, it's important that you pack your chargers for your electronics so that you don't avoid having to pay unnecessarily for these items when you travel. Number 9, forgetting a travel adapter. Different countries have different power outlets. Have a travel adapter to ensure that you can easily use your power cords when you're in a different country. Number 10, not researching local customs and general etiquette. It's important for you to learn and understand what are the customs and the etiquette of certain countries, of your destination country. This will help in understanding why people behave a certain way that is different to yours. And it will help you be a little bit more understanding of it. Some countries, for example, are very conservative with how women dress, right? So wearing a mini skirt or a boob tube in those countries is a no-no, right? But having this information on hand before will, help prevent any embarrassment or just it'll help make a better experience for you in that destination. Number 11, not taking advantage of free walking talks. Many major cities in the world have actually free tours that you can enjoy and go on and not having to pay excessive fees for. Make sure you research them. I'll put some links below on how you can find free walking tours. Most of these tours, they can ask you at the end for you to tip if you want to, but it's not compulsory. I have done a lot of free tours, in Croatia, in London, in New York. There's so many of them out there. So before you spend huge amounts of money, check out potential free walking tours. Number 12, not making copies of your important documents. Before you travel, make sure you take copies, both physical and digital photocopies of your passport data page, of your visa page. The great thing about this is if for any reason your passport gets lost or your visa, anything misplaced, having a copy will make a replacement quicker to issue. Right? So, and it makes it also easy for you to identify yourself in case of any issues. Number 13, not learning a few phrases in the local language. It's really important to learn a few phrases like hello, thank you, how much in the local language of the country you're going to. This will help make your interactions with locals a lot more pleasant. Make sure also to download the Google Translate tool, which can help you in communicating. Number 14, keeping valuables in checked luggage. So many people do this. Don't do this. I used to do this in the past. I don't keep my laptop. I don't keep my money. Anything that I consider irreplaceable, I do not keep it in my checked luggage because luggage can be lost. People can steal from your luggage and so much more. Never do this. 15, not getting travel insurance. The worst thing that can happen to you is for you to get into a catastrophic accident when abroad without having travel insurance that covers your medical bills. With travel insurance, you'll easily be able to claim all this money back or get the insurance company to, sign off on medical expenses for you easily. But there's been so many situations of people not having travel insurance and having to pay tens and thousands of dollars for medical bill that would have cost them nothing or not as much at all if they had travel insurance. So travel insurance is one for you not to play with. Always get travel insurance. 16, traveling with a passport that has less than 6 months to expire on it. Many countries will refuse you entry into their country if your passport is going to expire less than 6 months after you plan to leave the country. They will not let you into the country. Many countries also won't even issue you a visa if your passport is less than 6 months expiry. So bear this in mind. 17, not booking your accommodation in advance. Always book your accommodation in advance to avoid paying for overpriced rooms. Like, give yourself time. Don't wait until you arrive in the country to start scrambling because you end up getting the bottom of the barrel and you don't want that. Number 18, being too rigid with your itinerary. I used to be like this, like everything is like fixed. 8 a.m. we're doing this, 11 we're doing this, 12 we're doing this. I was so militant, but I think that takes away sometimes from the joy of traveling. Be a little bit more flexible around your schedule, because this helps you have even unplanned experiences and adventures, which I have had in so many different countries because I wasn't so rigid. Number 19, not being aware of time differences. Make sure to keep track of time differences to avoid missing appointments or even flights. Number 20, this is so important, not being mindful of safety. Take precautions to stay safe and secure when you travel, such as, avoid wandering at night alone in dark areas. Even if this is something you're comfortable doing at home, remember you're not at home. Number 21, neglecting to check the terms and conditions of your booking, of your travel bookings. Make sure to check the terms and conditions of your travel booking, such as cancellation policies, to avoid potential fees and charges which are unexpected and which you haven't budgeted for. Number 22, going on to not being mindful of your budget. It's important to create a budget, a daily budget, for example, for your meals, for activities, and stick to it so that you avoid overspending and financial stress. 23, not trying local cuisine. For me, one of the best ways to get to know a different culture is to eat their food. For Nigerians, I know many Nigerian people that, I don't know where you're from, if you can relate to this, that whether they're in Japan, Croatia, America, they're looking for Nigerian restaurants. They're looking for jollof rice and chicken and plantain. They're not looking for any special, just give me what I already know. And, be adventurous, get to know other people, other cultures. That's the reason why you're traveling. If not, just stay at home. Essentially, don't be afraid to try and immerse yourself in the food culture locally. Number 24, not knowing the emergency service number in that country. It's important to make sure you familiarize yourself and you save the number of emergency services of your destination country in case you need help. You'll be able to easily reach out to them easily. Number 25, and I think this is much more important these days than ever before, post-COVID, not having the right travel documents. Check the entry requirements for the country you're going to. What are the visa requirements? Do you need an airport transit visa? Do you need a vaccination? By preparing all these things in advance, it helps you not to experience potential shocks like being rejected for travel. So guys, I really hope my 25 rookie travel mistakes have been very useful to you. If they have been, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below, what are the biggest travel mistakes that you've made in the past that you see other people making too? And finally, if you made it to the end of the video, something we do on this channel a lot, just so I know that you're my ride or die and you're committed to, watching my videos, leave a comment and say, Sassy, no more travel mistakes. Sassy, no more travel mistakes. Thank you once again for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and join this amazing community. And I will see you on my next video. Bye.